Please subscribe, and you can download this code from description below. Setting up a proxy in Windows using Python is a common task when you need to route your internet traffic through a proxy server for various purposes, such as web scraping, accessing geo-restricted content, or enhancing online security. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through the process of configuring a proxy in Windows using Python, with code examples. Prerequisites. Before we begin, make sure you have Python installed on your Windows machine. You can download Python from the official website if you haven't already. Additionally, you might need to install the requests library for making HTTP requests. You can do this using pip. Now, let's proceed with setting up a proxy in Windows using Python. Step 1. Import required libraries. We'll start by importing the necessary Python libraries, including requests for making HTTP requests. Step 2. Set up a proxy. There are different types of proxies, such as HTTP, HTTPS, and SOX proxies. To use a proxy, you need to specify its details, including the proxy type, IP address, and port. Here's an example of setting up an HTTP proxy. For HTTPS proxies, use HTTPS instead of HTTP in the URL. Step 3. Create a session with the proxy. To route your HTTP requests through the proxy, you can create a session using the requests library and configure it with the proxy settings. Step 4. Test the proxy connection. Now that you've set up the proxy, it's a good practice to test the connection. You can do this by making a simple HTTP request and checking if it works as expected. Here's an example. This code sends a GET request to https://www.example.com using the configured proxy. If the request is successful, status code 200, it means the proxy is working. Step 5. Make requests through the proxy. Now that you have a working proxy configuration, you can use the session to make HTTP requests through the proxy. Here's an example of how to make a request using your proxy session. Replace URL with the URL you want to access through the proxy. That's it. You've successfully set up a proxy in Windows using Python. You can use the setup to make HTTP requests through the proxy server for various purposes. Make sure to replace your _proxy _server _address and your _proxy _port with the actual proxy server details you have. Remember to handle exceptions and errors gracefully in your code, as proxy connections can sometimes fail due to network issues or misconfigurations. ChatGPT.